Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and this evening we're going to have a look at the latest on the heat wave that is starting today, with especially in the south where we're going to see temperatures this afternoon reaching around 23-24 degrees, and that's only going to get warmer over the coming days and become more widespread as well. We'll also have a look at this in this video at the risk of a few thunderstorms potentially later in the week, especially further south and in the west as well. As we do have instability pushing in with a bit of cape around, and we'll have a look at that in more detail at the end of the video. But we'll run through the GFS, the GEM, the ECMWF, and the UKMO Office Run, along with the WRF as well, having a look at the temperatures, the pressure patterns, and the precipitation as well. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe, and do remember to follow me on Twitter as well. The link's in the description. So if we do go through the latest GFS in the moment, you can see we've got southerly winds moving up, wafting up some really quite warm air from Spain, from North Africa. The really hot stuff doesn't really arrive until sort of Monday afternoon to Tuesday. And that's why we're going to see peak temperatures, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, peaking at potentially high 20s, if not getting towards 30 degrees in the Midlands or potentially in the southeast. You can see beyond that we maintain that heat. But you can see we have a air of low pressure just out to the south and the west of Ireland. Now this is going to provide some instability. We do have some cape around. We'll have a look at that in a minute, or towards the end of the video, sorry. But you can see it could start to generate some thunderstorms, if not some heavy showers as well. And you can see that does spread through eventually, pushing away the warm, hot air coming up from the south. And we do go into more of a fresher Atlantic feel. Now, all the way until Friday, we could still see some warmth in the far southeast, even on Thursday, if not a bit on Friday as well, as we do have a bit of trapped warmth, especially towards the surface, towards the southeast, where we still have the 10-degree isotherm over the top of the country. Beyond that, though, you can see fresh Atlantic air builds in. We do have an area of high pressure that tries to build in the middle of the Atlantic and tries to block out this really quite hot area of low pressure, which is going to be, by this stage, ex-Hurricane Larry, which is a major hurricane at the moment, heading across the Atlantic. It's due to just skim to the east of Bermuda, so stay pretty much out in the ocean and not really impact any land masses, but it could put a spanner in the works towards the jet stream. You can see we do have high pressure over the top of the UK, but it hasn't really originated from the south, so temperatures aren't going to be that high, and it could be another cloudy feel with that, and you can see it does in the longer term start to push up some warmer air from the south, but that is really quite far in the longer term, and we've got low pressure out in the Atlantic pulling up those southwesterly winds, so it won't be quite as hot as we're going to be seeing over the coming days, where we're going to see some clear skies, beautiful weather that I hope you can all go out and enjoy. At the moment there is still a bit of cloud over in Scotland, but in many parts of England, Wales and Ireland, it is looking really quite nice. So if we do go over to the temperature charts for the GFS, we'll just run through the next few days, having a look what the GFS thinks could be happening for this week. You can see this afternoon getting up into the low to mid 20s, 25, 26 degrees, potentially 27 degrees across the south, widely 23, 24 degrees, feeling really quite warm out in that sunshine. For Monday, temperatures it's hotting up a little bit more, getting up towards 26, 27 degrees quite widely across England and Wales, even into Ireland 25 degrees, and even up into Scotland, maybe getting into the low 20s. Tuesday, where we could start to see really widespread warmth, widely 27 or 28 degrees, maybe hotter in a few areas, widely 25 degrees, maybe a bit hotter in Ireland as well, and across Scotland 23, 24 degrees. And then as we head through to Wednesday, where we could see the temperatures peak around 28 degrees, maybe 29 degrees, it's really going to be a coin toss between Tuesday and Wednesday, which day we're going to see the highest temperatures. Because on Wednesday, of course, you can see in the far southwest, we are starting to have some cooler air come in with some showers and thunderstorms. And we'll have to keep an eye on that, of course, and we'll run through some of the precipitation charts in a minute. You can see by Thursday there still is a bit of warmth in the east and the far southeast, potentially getting into the mid-20s there, but for most areas, cooler air is coming off the Atlantic, and you can see by Friday, most areas, once again, are a good few degrees cooler. Maybe still 21, 22, 23 degrees in England and Wales, where we do see sunshine come out, but it will be a good few degrees cooler than we're going to be seeing earlier in the week. If we do run through the precipitation just to see what could be happening, you can see there's a band of rain heading over northern Scotland tonight, but it's mainly going to be in nighttime. There's going to be very little rain this afternoon or the afternoon as I'm recording this, and into tomorrow morning. It should really fizzle away as it heads eastwards, and it should look very dry. You can see towards Tuesday evening into Wednesday, we do see those showers crop up in the far southwest, potentially some storms breaking out there. You can see across northern France. Heading up from northern France and into parts of southern England, and then even parts of Wales and the southwest, we're going to be seeing some very heavy, lively showers and the potential for thunderstorms. You can see it all does spread through eventually by sort of Friday, Saturday. There's still a few showers around, of course, as we have low pressure influence, but nothing too major. If we do run through what the GEM is showing, comparing it to the GFS, you can see at the moment we've got those warm southerly winds pushing out really hot air that's going to be arriving by sort of Monday evening into Tuesday. Really quite hot with the upper air temperatures, getting up towards 15 degrees at 850 HPA, quite widely, if not 16 degrees in parts of Wales and the southwest. So we could be seeing, again, as I said, really quite widespread warmth. It's going to be feeling really quite nice out there. If we do go back to the European outlook, you can see low pressure does eventually push through by Wednesday into Thursday, which is going to mean rain and showers and storms potentially in the west. Even further east there is the potential, but it's looking most favoured in the west at the moment, as it does look like the warmth is going to hold off in the east at least for a time. Beyond that, you can see the high pressure does build back in, but it's a bit of a flimsy ridge, and you do see low pressure really putting influence on it from the north and the west. And in this sort of scenario, we could see it being quite warm and dry in the south, but quite unsettled in the north. And if you do have a look at the upper air temperature, you can see some quite hot, if not warm and hot air coming up from the south. But you can see towards the north and the northwest, you can see there is low pressure trying to push in some fresher air with it centred over Iceland. So we'll have to keep an eye on the longer term. No real massive consensus of what's going to be happening. The models aren't particularly in agreement beyond the next sort of 7 days. So we have to keep an eye on that and cherish the coming days of warmth we're going to be having. So if we do have a look at the GEM, we'll have a look at the temperatures over the next few days, and then we'll have a look at the precipitation rates. You can see this afternoon, you've got up to 24, 25 degrees, 27 degrees across northern France, showing what sort of hot air is going to be coming through. By Monday, 27, 28 in the south and the southwest, potentially widely low to mid-20s. By Tuesday, it could be really hotting up, 26, 27 degrees, again in the southwest. GM definitely is favouring parts of South Wales, in sort of Bristol area, down into the southwest for the highest temperatures. Elsewhere, still going to see mid-20s, but just not quite as hot as what the GFS was showing. By Wednesday, you can see that warmth. Once again, mid-20s. Again, not quite as hot as the GFS. So I don't know whether the GM is being a bit pessimistic with these temperatures, because you can see just over the channel into northern France, we're seeing 30 degrees. So, yeah, I don't know whether the GM is just underdoing a little bit, or maybe expecting a bit of cloud, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday as that low pressure moves in. And maybe more active storms. So we'll have to keep an eye on those temperatures. But it still does look very pleasant, widely low to mid-20s, which I think most people would say is warm enough for them. Hotter than that, it can start to get oppressive, of course. But by Thursday, temperatures are much cooler. Low 20s, good 3, 4, 5 degrees cooler than on Wednesday. We will have some showers and some cloud around. If we do have a look at the precipitation, you can see the heavier rain spreading over the north at the moment, over parts of Scotland into northern England, but it's going to fizzle away towards tomorrow morning and lunchtime. A few showers around still, but widely quite dry. By Wednesday, you see those showers and those storms breaking out potentially in the southwest, and then more widespread. No real clear picture on here yet, just a lot of scattered showers. No real big area, maybe apart from heading across northern Scotland, that looks like more of like a weather front. You can see, though, the showers really are widespread, scattered, and there's no real signs of any massive intensity with them at this stage. But again, it is still 4 days away, so things are still subject to change. And we could still see some big thunderstorms take off, or we could just see some heavier showers around with very little light activity. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it. The ingredients are there, and we just have to see if it does come off in the models over the next few days. But you can see beyond that, it's still really quite showery. If we do have a look at the ECMWF, see how that does compare, you can see the warm air wafts up from the south. You can have a look at the 850 HPA temperatures, really quite hot, widespread across the UK, with that 16 degree isotherm getting in, 15 degree covering most of the UK, really quite warm. You can see, though, it does get swept away around Thursday, and we do start to bring in some more showery shower activity. Still, as I said, some warmer air lingering in the east, so still maybe some higher temperatures on Thursday and Friday, potentially getting into low 20s, mid 20s, but you can see generally it is more unsettled. And even by the longer term, by 10 days out, you can see ex-Hurricane Larry has actually become quite vigorous area of low pressure in the middle of the Atlantic, potentially bringing in some stormy conditions across Scotland. So you can see there is a lot of variability between the models in the longer term, sort of the 7 to 10 day forecast, but for the next few days it is pretty bang on, with a lot of hot weather around for the next few days, and then potentially Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, some showers and some thunderstorms around for some. If we now go through the GFS Ensembles, you can see the big rise in temperatures over the coming days. Already got at the upper airs 12 degrees at 850 HPA, and that's going to rise by a few degrees towards 14, 15 degrees towards the early part of this week, around Tuesday, Wednesday, and we're going to be seeing some really quite hot weather. You can see there is some precipitation signals as soon as those temperatures start to fall, as we get those cooler air coming in off the Atlantic with that low pressure system, and we do see a big fall off to around average, a drop of potentially sort of 8, 9, 10 degrees at 850 HPA. You can see, though, in about 7 days' time, there is a lot of uncertainty. Not massive precipitation spikes, or no real signal of a massive deluge with westerly winds, but still more jet stream activity than we've had recently. As you can see, there are still quite a few precipitation spikes around. You can see the temperatures are very variable. We really, can't really pinpoint at this stage what's going to be happening in the longer term, as it all does depend on what's going to be happening with ex-Hurricane Larry. If we do have a look at the mean sea level pressure, you can see quite high at the moment, then it drops as those showers and thunderstorms move in with the low pressure, and then they do rise again, but it becomes uncertain. Some start to trend lower again, some maintain high pressure. So it definitely doesn't look like it's going to be an absolute deluge unless ex-Hurricane Larry really does spin up in the next few days in the models, which I would say is pretty unlikely at this stage. Only really that ECMWF Operational Run has been giving any hints of that over the last few days. You can see, though, it is higher pressure, but it is not a massive ridge like we've had recently, where we get up to 1,030 millibars, but it's not really low pressure at the same time, so it's going to be sort of in between weather systems, some high pressure at times, some showers for some, and we just really have to keep an eye on it in the longer term. To be honest, this sort of weather with warm conditions, with a few showers around, it really isn't too bad for September. We could be getting sort of northerly blasts of cool air, with temperatures getting into the low teens, feeling quite chilly, big heavy rains and sort of autumnal storms coming through, and we haven't got any signs of that at this stage, so it is still looking pretty decent. So if we do have a look on Meteo Seal on the WRF European run, at the potential for some showers and thunderstorms later this week. Now, we can only have a look at the wider European model at the moment, as it's out of the range of the shorter WRF runs, and those will of course be higher resolution than this current European run. So we just need to take with this pinch of salt, but it does give us some encouragement. We could be seeing some storms in the west for those who like it. You can see over the next few days, very little cape around. You can see the UK just over here. It's a little bit difficult to make it out on this chart, but you can see we are pretty much under very little cape. You can see, though, as we head through to Tuesday into Wednesday, you can see some cape is starting to climb up northwards and across Ireland through Tuesday evening. There is a lot of cape around, so could be some heavier showers, of course, over Ireland, as it's further west than the UK, of course. It's furthest west, so it's going to be seeing that low pressure. First, you can see through Wednesday, we do see some significant cape pickup across northern Scotland, Ireland, down into Wales, the southwest, into southern England, and of course when we get into the short range models, or the more high resolution WRF runs, we will be able to see this a little bit more clearly over the coming days. But you can see there is a lot of cape signal, and a lot across northern France. We could be seeing some French import storms as well. So we have to really keep an eye on this. It does move eastwards and diminish overnight into Thursday before really fading away, and we won't not too much cape around for the rest of the week, so maybe just some lighter showers. So we could be seeing a bit of a thundery breakdown through Wednesday and Wednesday night into Thursday, so we'll have to keep an eye on it. It's still, of course, subject to change, and we still could see no storms, or we could be seeing some very, very active storms, and we'll just really have to keep an eye on it. At this stage, it's not guaranteed, but I know some people out there really do enjoy storms, so this is just a little teaser for you guys. So you can see at the moment, you've got that showers over the course of Scotland at the moment, fizzling away, maybe a few showers around overnight at times. And then you see across Tuesday afternoon, see a few showers starting to impact the southwest, dying out. And then you see some more showers and potentially thunderstorms taking off through Wednesday afternoon in the southwest, across Wales as well, and across central areas potentially as well, before sort of fizzling out through Thursday evening, heading northwards, and then generally through Thursday and Friday, just some more widespread, scattered, showery activity. So you can see there is the signal through Wednesday, and we'll have to keep an eye on it, as I said. So if we do finally have a look at the UKMO Operational Run, very high resolution model, which should be pretty accurate at showing the temperatures at this short range. You can see this afternoon, 23, 24 degrees, been really nice, a lot of crisp sunshine out there, really different to what we have had recently, and it's a really nice turnaround. You can see by Monday, temperatures widely into the mid-20s, if not 25, 26, maybe 27 degrees in a few spots, across Northern Ireland and Northern England into Scotland, potentially only around 20, 21 degrees, especially where we do see the more sunshine. But of course, there's going to be some lingering cloud around as we do have that heavier rain through northern areas through Sunday night into Monday. But it should fizzle away and things should brighten up across the afternoon. As we head through to Tuesday, you can see more widespread warmth, and you can see by 3 p.m. we're seeing widely mid to high 20s across England and Wales, if not 28, 29 degrees, mid 20s across Ireland, and getting into low 20s, if not mid 20s across Northern England and Scotland. By Wednesday, you can see temperatures peaking once again around 28, 29 degrees, especially in the east, across Ireland, parts of Wales and down into the southwest. You can see cooler temperatures, still getting into low 20s and still be pleasant in the sunshine, but there will of course be some showers and some thunderstorms around, potentially there. You can see across Scotland, potentially 26, 27 degrees in Aberdeenshire, down into Glasgow. It could be really quite fine there. Through Thursday, you can see still warm in the east, potentially 24, 25 degrees. Aberdeenshire, once again, seeing potentially 24 degrees here or there across northern Scotland. And it does look like things will be slowly cooling down from the west with more shower activity. And it does look like generally things will be slowly cooling down, probably slower in the east than in the west, with that approaching low pressure system. If we do have a look at the shower activity, you can see over Sunday night we've got that heavier band of rain that really fizzles out over the course of the evening, arriving around mid to late afternoon for Western Hills, and then for most areas around sort of sunset around 8 p.m. So it shouldn't really impact your day too much. With this, it shouldn't really impact your evening tonight too much. But you can see it does fizzle out by Monday morning. A few patchy showers around, but nothing too significant. Maybe a few showers in the east tomorrow. Across Monday, maybe it's potentially breaking out in the heat. And then you can see, once again, a very dry day through Tuesday. And then we start to see the first shower activity into Southern Ireland through Wednesday morning. And then more shower activity through Wednesday lunchtime. Potentially some heavy showers and thunderstorms even breaking out in the east as well through Wednesday afternoon into the evening and overnight to Thursday, with a lot of shower activity and the potential for some heavy thunderstorms out there. So we'll have to keep an eye on that in the longer term. So anyway, make sure you go out and enjoy this weather over the next few days. I keep saying in my videos, this may be the last time we see these really quite high temperatures until next spring and next summer. So do go out and enjoy it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.